Say something. You got a microphone?
Not here, no.
You have to use your voice. We don't have the speakers on. The microphone on.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. We'll try? Okay. Welcome all. A very big turnout. I'm very surprised. I have 2 sign-in sheets for I thought it was going to be 20 people, but welcome to City of Easley. I'm Dennis Garber. I work for a consulting firm called Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering. I was hired by Pickens County Transportation Committee. And that is a group of individuals who look for the transportation needs for the county of Pickens itself. And if you can click to the next slide, we're here to talk about Sheffield and Crestview, a roundabout.
Dennis, can you speak louder?
I still got some Christmas crud, so I'm trying to talk. Okay, I'll look this way. Okay, so this particular project, the first thing that happened is we had a need out there, and it's been looked at for years. I mean, it was the DOT looked at it. The DOT has limited funds and priorities. They look for things that are the priority for the state as a whole. Pickens County looked for stuff that is Pickens County specific. So Pickens County CTC, the DOT, City of Easley. We have our local administrators and politicians got involved. Our local utility companies were involved, as well as our local stakeholders, our property owners, as well as the businesses in the area, all had a vested interest in this project. So roughly a year ago, we got started on this, and the issue is, how do we fix this problem? For the DOT, they saw it as a valued project, but it wasn't their #1 priority, and it was gonna take years and years for it to get to that point. And when Pickens CTC got involved, they were able to move this to the forefront and be able to construct this project. And if you've been out there, we've already begun construction. So if you'll click to the next one. So the purpose of the project is to upgrade an existing 4-way intersection of Sheffield Road and Crestview Road to a roundabout intersection. And a roundabout intersection is a free flow design, which basically means when you come up to the intersection, if there's nobody there, you continue on without having to come to a stop, where its current configuration of a 4-way stop, even if there's nobody there, everybody has to stop at some point. So that's an inefficiency for the intersection. Roundabouts are also safer, and they're gonna increase the capacity going through that intersection, just based on its design as well. If you could click to the next one. Kind of hard to see, but basically, in the center of it is the intersection that we're talking about. And the limits of the project are basically, if you go approximately 900 feet from the intersection in either 4 directions, is basically the limits of the project. That's all it is, that small little area. You're gonna see signs that go beyond that, but that's where the work is gonna be concentrated. If you go to the next slide, please. So, the work that's being done out there is gonna be done on existing SCDOT right-of-way. And there is a very small sliver in gray there, which is the Prisma Health, which if you look, there's 3 tracks, 21, 22, and 23 in that little gray area. It's a very small sliver on 21 of new right-of-way that was needed to construct this project. So everything that's being done out there is on existing DOT right-of-way, so no new right-of-way had to be purchased for this project. Next slide. I know it's kind of a busy, but in the end, if you're not familiar with a roundabout, as you approach it, you'll see how it's got like a speckled area will be a concrete, it's called a truck apron. And so sometimes the trucks will track, and when they do, it's a thick concrete pad, and so the trucks can go around it as well as cars and everything else, but this is, the last stage prior to pulling all the barrels off. This is what it's gonna look like in the end, and you'll see the other speckled islands which guide you and direct you to where you need to be going. Next slide. So the sequence of events for this project, we had a notice to proceed that was issued on December 5th. The contractor started, he mobilized on the 8th of December. And on the 22nd, the week of Christmas, he began his clearing and grubbing out there and cutting some of the trees that had to be, that were in conflict with some of the drainage going in. So what is ongoing now is the erosion control items are gonna be installed, our drainage, our rough grading, some final utility relocation. Utility companies have been awesome to work with on this project. They've been out here working all last summer. And right now, we have 2 telecommunication companies that still have to move their aerial lines off their old poles to the new poles that are already set. And then we'll remove their old poles and we're good to go. And then after that, we have some dirt work. We call it unclassified and borrowed dirt has to be brought in to dress up the shoulders outside the new asphalt that we're gonna be installing. We're gonna install a curb and gutter in the driveways next. Then we have our asphalt, our buildup, our binder, our intermediate to cover up the new dirt areas where we widen the road and the radius is out. And then we have final shoulder work, grassing, landscaping, and then final surface and median work. And then thermoplastic is the really reflective striping that's on the road, if you're not familiar with what that is, but it'll be graded on all the pavement markings, and the raised pavement markers will be installed at that point, as well as the new signs that control the intersection. And then there's going to be lighting, so there'll be aerial lighting for the roundabout, so you'll be able to see it at night. And the project completion date is early August of 2024. We hope to be done with everything, and then we'll have the minor punch list and close out of the project after that point. You can advance it. I'm sure most everybody is concerned about the traffic and how are we gonna build this thing with everybody living around it. So to let you know, we're gonna maintain the traffic that's out there throughout the life of the construction project. So you'll see flaggers out there, you'll see barrels out there, but you'll be able to travel from one end to the other for the majority of the project. All the businesses that are out there, you will have access to your property, and your customers can come there at all times. You'll have access to your property. We do have holiday restrictions. We went through 2 of them here recently with Christmas and New Year's, but we also have the 4th of July. If there's a big need to restrict construction during that time for holiday travel, we'll do that as well. And also in place is a maximum 2-week duration if a contractor needs to close down the intersection to do the center work of the concrete in the middle or the final surface paving between May 24th and July 31st of 2024. That's his window on when he's allowed to do a detour. But he's gonna try to do the most of this, and he may be able to do all of it under just a flagging operation. He may close one leg of the intersection down, or he may have to do all of it. We'll have to wait and see when he gets closer to it, what he has planned to do there, but it's no longer than 2-week duration is he allowed to have a detour up and in place. And I'll show you that here in a moment. We are adjusting our work hours if needed. If there's peak morning traffic or evening traffic, and we need to adjust, hey, let's not start for another hour or 2, we'll do that to avoid all the traffic in the area as well. So this next one, if they set every single detour out all at the same time, it would look like this. But the intersection is in the middle there as well. But the hope is they don't have to have it all out at one point. But we do have a detour in place. If you're local to the area, you probably already know how to get around that area as well. Are we going to put this online? This
Yes.
Okay, so everyone can see everything that I have shared here as well. The intent of it was to give you a rough sequencing and a schedule of what's going on. They're active, they're out there doing it. If you had a specific question about, maybe you have a tract of land or a business in here and you wanna talk specifically, I can talk with you afterwards, or I can meet you, I would much prefer to meet you on site at your house or business if you have a concern, but does anybody have a general, here's my contact information at the end, any general questions or something they wanna talk about? I just wanted to share, this is our sequence, this is when we expect to be done. Anybody have anything? Yes, sir.
Is this a single lane roundabout versus two lane?
Yes, sir.
Why was the decision made for one versus two?
It's the capacity.
Because the traffic flow, I live out in that area, the traffic from about 4 to 6 in the evening. Yeah, and then early in the morning, it's backed up. So one lane, in my opinion, I'm not a traffic engineer, but I don't think it's gonna solve the problem.
Single lane should be able to handle a lot of it. Again, you got your peaking times, again, in your morning, school traffic, work traffic, and then again in the afternoon, you got two peaks in the afternoon. Your school traffic coming back from the high school over to usually a high, of course, the business later on after that. Especially coming down Powdersville, coming up to the four-way stop there. It should handle it. You're still gonna experience some queues at the circle, but get to a two-lane, you don't see too many two-lane roundabouts here in the upstate, because people have a hard time trying to drive one lane, let alone two lanes. There are two-lane roundabouts. Yeah, two-lane roundabouts are over on Verde in Greenville, but, two-lane roundabouts require a lot more right-of-way to do. It's a bigger circle and bigger impact as well.
Why don't we go for the two lane?
But on Verde, you're also talking about two lanes going into.
I'm just asking, why not two lanes?
Yeah. We just felt like the single lane would be suffice right now with this area.
With the traffic flow, traffic count, is it measured?
DOT has taken traffic counts over the years there.
So what's the traffic
We'll
count?
do all options. I don't have that with me.
9,000 a day through that intersection.
9,000.
Yeah.
And how many goes through per day?
I don't know, I don't live over there.
I work over there and I could probably say a lot more than 9,000.
I'd like to have DOT say that. And then on the trucking side.
Okay, I'm retired former DOT, he's retired former DOT traffic engineer, I'm the construction engineer, so we've been in touch with the DOT on this project. The DOT, while this is a Pickens County CPC project, it is SCDOT permitted and reviewed, they signed off on the design and the project, so they're on board with it, and they're glad that somebody's gonna build this project basically for them, and in the end, it's a DOT intersection for them. So, DOT has reviewed this, they concur with everything that we've done as far as our design. And if you want specific traffic questions, I mean, I don't know if everybody wants to hear traffic stuff, but Eric will be here for a while, construction management, I'll be here. Todd's with us as well, Todd is our road designer on this one as well, but if you wanna know technical stuff, feel free to meet with us and talk technical stuff. If you wanna know about, is there gonna be an inconvenience, when's it gonna be done, we can talk about that further.
What's the cost?
So it's approximately $2 million is the construction cost.
How much? 10?
Two. Ma'am.
So you say that it'll take care of the traffic volume for now? Does that mean it won't?
Just like anything, I mean, when more people move to the area, then you're gonna have to do something. How long is it gonna last? No one can tell you how many more houses are gonna be built, but based on best engineering judgment and best planning, this is an appropriate fix for this location. This is an appropriate design.
With budget right away.
You gave a 8 week span, that the 2 weeks could be in that lives and directly uses that intersection, how would they be notified? Like, are you just gonna get up in the morning and go to work and you can't go that way?
So, anytime there's gonna be a major change, what you'll see is we'll reach out to the media and, we'll notify everybody. Once they know for sure when they're gonna do their window, their maximum time is 2 weeks within that window, but it may be 1 day, or it may be never, or it could be 5 days, or they may decide to do it over a long weekend. So, we just have to see where they are and what we have to do. We all know that to minimize the inconvenience to the public is ideal, is what we're shooting for. So,
Dennis, we also have a message board.
that's true.
Yeah, there'll be, prior to the event, message boards out there saying closure.
In the
effect.
field.
So and so day.
On this day, expect, yeah, a new change. Yes, sir.
I think it's going to improve the situation tremendously, but one thing that concerns me with building a business is gonna be, what's gonna be in the spot you're gonna have flow from the business coming out. Pretty close to where people are going around, so what considerations, what's going in there, service stations? They're gonna be building right after y'all done.
So we've been in conversations with the
Okay.
developer on that vacant lot, and so
Okay.
it's not my place to say what's going there. But we've been in talks with them to accommodate whatever the new thing is that's going there.
They gotta flow within that.
Right.
Yes,
They
sir.
gotta flow somehow, because
Yes.
if you're coming out, going back toward our house, where we live,
Yes.
if people pulling out there, it's going to flow with that curve. If they go to that curve and they do it right, they keep flowing, you see a tremendous improvement.
right.
They were involved with project development.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Just so somebody's been clued in.
Yes, sir.
Is this gonna be large enough to accommodate these longest trucks?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I point to the designer, yes, sir.
It sure will, all they can with it.
Do the 65, 67 WB.
Yes, sir.
Just a question from y'all's experience on how this single lane's supposed to work. Again, coming from Powdersville Road, if you have this long line of traffic coming and they're doing their thing going through that intersection, you've got 3 other roads there that those people aren't gonna be able to merge in, because you've got a steady stream of people moving. I mean, what have y'all seen in the past? Is that really what happens? People just sit there and have
No, for the most part, I think what you're gonna see is everybody's moving a little bit. I don't see it ever locking down. Usually, like now, what do? You know, everybody's polite, and they look at each other and they say, you go, and they'll all go, you go. And now it's like, let's all go until all they that can't go, and then you just take the next gap, is normally how it works, and, from what we've seen out there.
Your slower speed should create some gaps, some people
That's
are
right.
kind of stutter a little bit, a lot of gaps. Y'all been through the 3 circles here on 153 extension, I'm sure of, and seen how, my biggest complaint on this, people use turn signals to get out of them, but,
I hit
that
that
would increase
intersection on
that
Prince
flow.
Ferry, the other morning, there was a line of traffic coming down 153. I thought I'll never get out here. Some guy turned in my direction, right out. It was no more than 5 or 10 seconds. I sat there fretting over this thing. My son lives in Carmel, Indiana. I know we don't wanna do anything north of the Grayson-Dixon line, but about every intersection up there is a traffic circle. And that is the smoothest flowing traffic I've ever seen. It is smooth, it's just flow like water. They go through these things so smoothly. And if you really wanna see a dandy one, try the Champs-Élysées dumping onto the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. 6 lanes around that baby. Traffic circle that feeds out to all those folks. And you talk about crazy drivers, everybody makes it. I never saw a wreck in that.
Okay, I'll take that, yep.
My question is, I'm familiar with the, 153 traffic circle and also the one on the other side of the Walmart. In comparison, what is the size? Are they comparative? Is it
Yes.
about the same
Yeah,
size?
They're about the
Okay.
same, yeah. So if you're used to those, all the ones on the bypass, this will fit right in.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Has the city and county emergency services been aware of this project, and are they a part of the project? Because I see you got NFPA 101 stated as far as the distance and of the radius, but have they looked at it, signed off on it? And do they, particularly during the time that's gonna be completely shut down, who's gonna be communicating with them so that they know
Yep.
don't come that way?
So we are in contact with all the emergency services as far as the long term. City, do y'all know about this?
I'll let the administrator speak.
Yes, we've reviewed the plan.
Yes, sir.
We'll be aware when they notify us of any restrictions or changes, we'll make sure our police and fire know about it.
And the latest survey from NFPA says that the traffic circle will help with the traffic flow day to day, but it reduces the response time for fire and EMS by 22%.
I understand that.
Okay? So, critical, very critical.
I understand. Anyone else?
Just a question on the pictures you got at the top on this handout. I'm assuming you're looking at what you call a modern roundabout.
Pardon?
You're doing what you call a modern roundabout, based on this picture?
I don't have that picture.
Yeah, it's a-
but
I'm just looking at.
It's a standard SCDOT roundabout, single lane roundabout.
Now, if you look at that second picture, it looks like there are 2 lanes coming in and 2 lanes coming out. So I'm assuming that is not what we're getting.
Nope.
Is that correct?
No, that is correct.
So we got a picture here that doesn't match what we're doing.
That's just a general concept, that's not.
That's just the information on what roundabouts do, whether they're single lane, dual lanes, they just stuck it there. There's so many variations of roundabouts, I'm sure y'all seen on the news lately, a thing called turbo roundabouts. They're like a hybrid 2-lane type roundabout.
I mean, if you wanna go back,
But right now, we're working on the typical roundabouts, trying to get them put in the footprints of the right of way and where we can fit these things and make them work. They're so much better than the multi-way stop. I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that.
here, single lane.
It just would be helpful to the public if you had a picture of what it looks like. 'Cause I know there's even a picture on the city website that looks nothing like.
Mario, y'all gonna post this on the city, right? Okay.
That's right, that was just a general, this is a snapshot from the actual plans that is gonna be built. So it's a single lane coming in, a single lane around, and a single exit point. But again, we'll stay here, if you wanna talk traffic stuff, that's Eric's world, he loves that stuff. Speed bumps and traffic lights, yeah. None of that on this one. Yes?
Could you please hand out flyers or publish somewhere the rules of a roundabout to educate people?
On the website.
They just showed that on the screen here today, like people like you. I think News 4 did a thing on it or somebody about rules of the roundabout and how they do it. I don't have anything like that as far as rules. You keep moving, I think your statement here kind of reads it. You keep moving and yield. The big thing, big safety issue with our roundabouts is they decrease or basically eliminate right angle accidents. And that's usually where your fatalities occur. And that's what roundabouts do. Sure, you might have some rear ends still, just like you would have at a traffic signal or a conventional intersection. You might get side swipes in a roundabout. I know Herod Circle had an issue with side swipes, but they had an issue with a poor design of a roundabout that's so old up there on 85 business. With driveways itself inside the roundabout as well. So, single lane roundabout, and like you said, the rules of the roundabout is just like the rules of the road. You keep moving right, follow the directions. Go ahead. There you go.
In the picture, as you approach the circle from all 4 directions, it looks like that there are islands, dividers. Can you describe those?
I mean, they're gonna be concrete islands. They're not mountable, you're not.
They're just there to guide the motorists from doing an errant maneuver through the roundabout. When they go the wrong way on the roundabout, it's there to channelize them and make sure they don't go the wrong way on the roundabout or try to go 50 miles an hour right through the middle of the
That's right.
roundabout.
So that's all those are. Those special little areas.
Basic rule is turn right, turn right, turn right.
there's a video, I may not remember correctly, but when I Googled this project, and it was Google, there's there are several places that you could click on from additional information. And I think I recall there was one that was a video.
I think the city has some links here.
That showed how to, approach and.
Yeah, there's what Mario was showing
Yeah.
here.
That's on the website.
It's on the website, city website.
That's what yeah, okay.
Nobody come and ask you, just don't stop.
There'll be security cameras on this roundabout.
No, sir.
Wow.
That's up to the city, if they want to start monitoring the area, I mean, that would be something for the local enforcement.
On state road.
Is it a state road, the only camera the state has is on the interstate?
State doesn't have security.
They don't have security cameras anywhere except for the interstate. And they're not really security cameras, they're impact, basically, to help motorists, when you have issues out there on the interstate to correct
That's right.
traffic control needs. But there's no security cameras ever put on, cameras ever got. Yeah, the cameras you see at intersections now are usually cameras for detection and signals. That's all they're used for.
To trigger them.
Yep.
Anyone else?
One last question.
roads be?
Pardon?
Which roads would be the detour?
So there's a whole.
Any subdivisions?
No, sir. So the intersection is right there, so depending on which leg is closed and how they're gonna detour it. But that's a complete, all the signs all together.
Kind of compatible, I think, what we did years, or what the someone did years ago. You remember when Crestview was closed due to the bridge down there? And that thing was closed for a while. And it's gonna be something similar to that, but not that type of intersection.
And this will be on the website as well. Someone else?
Yeah, I have another question, sort of related to this. You said that SCDOT signed off on all this.
Yes, sir.
What input did they get from the community on the final version of this, or just what their input would be?
I don't think there was.
I don't think they've got any input or had any kind of public meeting. They were required to do that on these type projects.
There is a DOT website you can go to and point out where problems are in your community. I've been there, Senator Rice sent me to it, and we shared it around all over the place, so there's that. And if I could,
Sir?
we all be included, I guess everybody in here has complained about the traffic over the last few years. Senator Rice, if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be happening. He actually got to pull the money together, went to all kind of different polls, and pull this together. If it wasn't for Senator Rice, this wouldn't be happening. Thank you,
Yeah, it was with all our partners, Senator Rice, Pickens CTC, the city, combined utilities, everybody made this happen. And we'll move forward with it.
What is the website you keep referring to?
City?
Mario?
What's the question?
What is it? I can't.
Citybeasley.com.
I've got it in my email, but I couldn't tell. Rich, do you know what it is right off there? The website where you can go.
City of Easley.
It's on our website. Traffic studies on
The one where you can do the traffic.
right here, traffic survey.
GPAS.
It's also right here. We got a link.
City website.
Just right here.
You got two different ones.
Well, it's a link to it.
Oh, okay, there's a link there.
That is a link to the GPAD survey.
Thank you, Mario. I didn't know about the link. I just went straight there.
That
So
is not-
somebody gave me the link to start with.
Right, we put on the site about 2 weeks ago.
Anyone else?
Any points, Rex?
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am?
Were there a couple of bids that were, taken for this project? Did
Yes.
they bid on it?
Yes, ma'am, we had 3 bidders on this project. And the winning bid was significantly lower than number 2 and number 3. Huge difference. Our contractor on this one is Thrift Development, so it's a local contractor performing the work.
City? Y'all got anything here?
Again, and we'll stick around.